Um, Hello. Hope my presentation is visible to everyone.
Yes, it is. It's visible.
Dr. Anya?
Hello.
Yeah, okay.
Can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and then, yeah, so I'll quickly. Yeah, good
So you can
evening
start. Yeah.
to
You can
everyone.
say this
Yeah,
live.
so good evening, everyone. So I'll dive into the presentation straight away, so without wasting much time. Today, as a part of Other Raid talk, I am going to present my work on seabirds and marine mammals in Bay of Bengal. So my study area consists of the whole Bay of Bengal, right from the coastline of the India. It extends up to the Andamans. So we have actually carried out a at-sea surveys, um, in different parts of India. Right from I did surveys from Kolkata to Port Blair in Andamans, and also from in Chennai, that is towards the southern part of India, towards the Port Blair. Um, so the area is quite extensive, and this is the first systematic study or carried out on seabirds and marine mammals in this region. So as you see, from the clockwise, you come across countries like Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, all bordering the entire Bay of Bengal. And what I'm addressing is basically there are few gaps in knowledge, so which my study was has tried to address those gaps. So basically, coming and the first is as you see, like seabirds and marine mammals have received little attention, especially in the northern Indian Ocean. And also this is an attempt to compare the seabird community across different large marine ecosystems in the world. There as such, I will come to this large marine ecosystem at a later stage. So does that mean, I'll let you know. And also this is like a preliminary attempt in recording the seabirds as well as marine mammal distributions, using systematic survey techniques and following a standard protocol and methodology. And also what I this is our study tried to understand the whole structure of seabird and marine mammals, uh, at least like it to a certain level, so in order to generalize the patterns. And also this is a novel and preliminary attempt to understand the potential interactions among different fisheries as well as seabirds and marine mammals in the Bay of Bengal. So coming to my objectives, there are three objectives which I have focused right now for my presentation. So at first is to compare the community structure of seabirds in tropical and subtropical oceans. And also it's like to establish baseline information about seabirds and marine mammal distribution. It's basically I also compared I've seen the relationship between distribution and abundance of seabirds and mammals with environmental parameters such as sea uh, sea surface temperature, and also chlorophyll A, which indicates the productivity of the ocean. And other one is the bathymetry. So as most marine organisms usually the distribution as well as diversity changes depends on the depth of the ocean. And the third objective is basically to look at the spatial overlap between foraging seabirds, marine mammals, and pelagic longline fisheries. This is my whole survey area. So, and these involves like various transects which I have carried out all my axis surveys. So these are basically the cruise tracks, which indicate, right from the beginning of the eastern part of the India towards the southern, section of India. So the one that towards the eastern part is the Kolkata. That is, I have carried out actually survey from Kolkata to Port Blair, right from there, and also from Chennai to Port Blair. And there were also like one of my collaborator, Dr. Peter Ryan. He carried out at sea surveys right in the middle of the Bay of Bengal using a research vessel. So as you see, as you see here, the productivity is quite low when compared to in the open seas when compared to the coastal waters. And this can partly explain also the low diversity of both seabirds and marine mammals in this region. And as you see, even though there are this input of nutrients from the northern part of the Bay of Bengal, especially through the Ganges river runoff from the Ganges, but still the productivity in the open ocean is quite low when compared to other parts of the world. And this is a total survey effort, which involves we covered around a distance of 4,722 kilometers to say, and our sampling effort involves like 323 hours of full observations. And we were at that time we were like in the sea for around like 40 days. So as you consider, and there were different transacts like which has been carried out, and also our survey effort was spread across different seasons. Starting from January till June, and this is a typical like it's not a research vessel, but it's a passenger vessel which I have used for the purpose, because in India, though research vessels are you come across research vessels, but they were the space is quite limited. So what basically I have done is like I have used the passenger vessels for my research. So I modified the methodology also basing on the for this purpose basing on that. Mm. And this is the typical research vessel. As you see down here, this is normally used for carrying out research uh, in the open ocean, and then um, recording data like uh, any kind of especially on marine organisms or on other data like salinity and all. This is completely equipped with all the latest equipment, instruments. And this, if you see here, there is an elevated platform over here near the pilot house, which we have used for our observation purpose. So sometimes we also used to go down below the deck, and then we used to observe the both seabirds and marine mammals. Coming to my results, if you this is basically um, sea surface temperature, which is an important parameter in indicating the distribution as well as diversity of the both seabirds and marine mammals. So as you see here, the solid line indicates the 200 meters bathymetric contour, which is nothing but it indicates uh, in fact, it's the edge between the continental shelf and the continental slope region. So here in this in this figure in this picture, basically the distribution of sooty terns and wedge-tailed shearwaters, two of the most abundant seabirds occurring in this region. And also this indicates the relation between the sea surface temperature and the two of the most abundant species of marine mammals occurring over here in this region. One is the spinner dolphins and the other is the bottlenose dolphins. So these two species are quite abundant in this region. And coming to primary productivity, so the chlorophyll is the basically chlorophyll. It's called chlorophyll A. It's measured in milligram per meter cube. So this explains this parameter explains the productivity of the oceans. So this is a generalized map, basically out of it was generated using data from across several years and using mean uh, productivity data, mean chlorophyll data. So as you see here, the distributions across the um, different uh, you mean the both the species like sooty terns and vegetable shearwaters are spread across the entire region, but the if you see that the more numbers are usually are towards the coastal, very close to the coasts, especially in Andamans and Andamans and Nicobar Islands. Similar, but while in the case of marine mammals, it's quite different. In the case of marine mammals, it's quite different. If you come across, actually, the marine mammals are more close to the coast. They are occurring very close to the coast, and and also towards the islands of marine, Andamans and Nicobar Islands. Yeah, coming to the bathymetry. Bathymetry is an uh, important parameters. Knowing the if you are really trying to know the distribution as well as the diversity of the whole, both seabirds and marine mammals. Bathymetry is going to explain a larger part of that. So what I try to measure is like basically look at the both seabirds as well as marine mammals. So this is the data which indicates the effect of bathymetry on the seabird and marine mammals. So apart from the primary productivity, the sea surface temperature and bathymetry, I also looked at the interactions between different fishing vessels, like in particular the longliners and the among seabirds and marine mammals. So what I looked is basically I looked at the long lining data, so over a different periods, and then I have seen if they could explain the distributions of the both seabirds and marine mammals. So coming to this, there are during the course of our entire survey, we have come across, we have noted, we have recorded several number of species. The entire, throughout the whole survey period, we observed around 2,697 seabirds and 1,400, cetaceans number wise. And for seabirds, like it was we recorded 17 species of seabirds, while for marine mammals it was 8 species. So this is a picture of sooty tern. This is the most abundant seabird occurring throughout this part of the seas, and this is also pan-tropical. It even occur in the neotropics, especially in the Americas, and its distribution is quite and also its range and distribution is quite vast. Similarly, another species which is quite pan-tropical is the shearwater. which is also quite common during your sea surveys. If you go, if you have a chance to go, through like take a cruise and then go around different parts of the world, you come across this species quite often. And these are other lesser known species which I have come across also, and these are also quite significant. One is the flesh-footed shearwaters and the fricate birds that you come across all the time, most of the times, and also the streak shearwaters, which is little difficult to identify, especially in the raging seas, and in if it is like shearwaters are very active during the cyclonic storms and all. So and they're but unfortunately during the time the visibility will be quite less, so we'll not be able to identify them very easily. And this is a, a, quite a long range shot photograph of spinner dolphins, which are which are the most abundant species in this in the Bay of Bengal. And these are not easy to photograph. They never come close to the ship, and it's quite hard to photograph them. And they're very agile and they're very fast. The same is, and then they're known for the somersault, especially on their, and they they cruise at at in fact they cruise at quite good speeds. So coming to some of my conclusions of the study, as you see here, there lot of marine protected areas in the across the across the Indian region, like in different parts of the coast, especially in the east coast of the India. Oh, but if you see, as you see, there are no pelagic protected areas as such. So like right in the seas, there are no protected areas right in the seas, unlike in other parts of the world, especially in the Europe and in USA, where you have certain regions. Typically there is a no fishing zones. They protect that areas, and also it's like they have declared some areas in the open oceans as sanctuaries. So but in India, unfortunately, this thing, this the legislation part has still uh, have to come up. Probably in near future, things might change. These are some of the conclusions of my study. As you see here, there are around like 75 marine bird species in India, which is according to the BirdLife International. And most of the seabirds and marine mammals in this part of the ocean are poorly studied. So lots, I mean, further studies have to be taken up in order to generate good number of data, and form a pattern, like know the distribution and diversity and to a larger extent. And if, as you see here, there are these surveys happen, but they are very sporadic, and they're not consistent. So they happen in certain areas like in Kerala, Karnataka, and Goa and Maharashtra. Yes, I already covered this, and this is the publication which resulted out of the study. So I have a few collaborators like Dr. Peter Ryan, from South Africa, and I also collaborated with John Baptiste Thibault. He's right now in Japan, so he's also he studies seabirds and marine mammals. And also my supervisors, Dr. David Gremier, he's one of the renowned seabird ecologists, and also Dr. Priya Davidar, who is my direct supervisor at the time. This is actually this forms a significant part of my PhD. In fact, I will I would like to thank I'm fortunate to obtain a fellowship. It's called Maheva, so it's part of this Erasmus Mundus program. So which I received at the time. So I did most of I have a I also stayed in France during that time, and so I was fortunate enough to gain a good, significant amount of knowledge while my stay in France. Thank you very much, thank you all. So
Wow. Thank you very much, Dr. Ravi. Thank you for that presentation
thank you
and
for me.
thank you for the enlightenment. I believe you can hear me.
Thank you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Hope you can hear me, right? Hello.
Thank
Hope
you.
can. Yeah.
And I don't know if yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear
I
me
don't
now?
know if
Can
anyone
you hear me?
would like to ask questions.
Hope I'm audible.
So I don't know if anyone would like to ask questions. Please, if you would like to ask question, can you raise your electronic hand so that I can give you the floor? But meanwhile, one has questions to have you. One,
Yeah.
highly
Pardon. Could you please? Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, we can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can
Hello.
hear you.
I'm sorry, I said there's some. I think there might be some network issues. Am I audible now? Could you please let
We
me
can
know?
hear you perfectly. I think Dr. Anayo's network might have been bad, so she's not online right now. But we can hear you from here.
Okay. So not a problem. So probably she'll be coming back again. So
Yes,
probably there's some problem with the network. Yes, could you let me know if anyone has any questions? I'll be happy to answer. Whatever anything related to the current presentation. I think
hello,
Dr. Fomi.
Sorry, can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, please go ahead, please. Yeah.
All right then. My question is, among the species you've worked on, which one will you say is the most threatening one due to the activities of fishing? Which of the especially relating to the birds and mammals in each category,
Yes.
which of them is the most threatening based on this presentation you've made?
Yeah. So very nice question actually. So what I observed during especially I could see here like two species are more active, uh, especially close to the fishing lines and all. One is the sooty tern and the vegetable shearwaters, but as such is unlike albatrosses. So hope you heard of albatrosses, right? Uh,
Yes,
and other
yes.
species like turtle. Yeah. So they usually they dive to a certain depth and they get caught in the hook, fishing hooks most often. And as you see, like unlike those species, these sooty terns and these vegetable shearwaters are more like surface feeders. They won't go, they won't plunge dive so deep. So they just go feed, over the surface. They skim and then usually, they just even though they plunge dive, but they don't go very deep. And even as I came across, the mortalities, especially are quite, quite less when compared to other parts of the world. So probably it's because of the feeding habit, that explains, the number of mortalities also, the less number of mortalities, the quite less number of mortalities when compared to Europe, and USA. Hope I answered your question, I guess.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, can I ask my question now? Sorry, my network has not been stable.
Okay. Yeah, please come here,
Hello,
please.
can you
Yeah,
hear
hello,
me?
yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you.
My
Yeah,
own question is that considering the highly mobility of those bird species,
yeah,
the marine birds,
yeah.
considering their mobility, that are you able to do the species counting? I don't know which method you use. Is it the capture and recapture, or how do you go about that? Then secondly, for those figures, all your figures,
Yeah.
most of the figures that shows the different levels of the chlorophyll and the other one, the temperature and all that. So which of the two do
Yeah.
you use? Is it that you use a GIS? So I just want to know. Thank you.
Yeah, for me. Yeah. I used, I'll start with the second question. So I used GIS for generating, the distribution maps. So what I did basically is I have I have accessed like around 10 years of data, and then I have generated a mean, for example, if you consider the temperature. So I have actually generated a mean temperature map, and then basing on this, I have collated all different maps into a one map, in a single map, and then I have overlaid all the distribution on that map. So in order to understand the whole pattern, like for that purpose, I use like both RGS as well as QGS. So, and coming to the first question, actually, I thought of putting a slide on methodology in detail, but the thing is that I thought it will be more technical stuff. So I thought I'll make it a little bit semi-technical. So that's what I have in fact avoided that, but still I should have done that. But anyways, so I'll just explain like basically. This what I used to do while during the at sea surveys, like while going on the cruises. So identifying seabird species is seabirds as well as marine mammals is quite challenging, and seabirds are like you need to be you are quite observant, and then you need to have a good eye. Like what we used to do is basically we observe the skies, every now and then, at least like in 5 minutes, every 5 minutes. So and we keep go we do a we observe in a circular fashion, either in a 360-degree quadrant, or complete quadrant, or in a 180-degree whole quadrant, depending on the field of view. And then for this purpose, like we need to have a good binocular, and then you need to really able to identify the seabird species, at least the diagnostic features of the seabirds, so that even though you may not be able to, sometimes it will be because of the visibility and other factors, so you may not be able to completely gain a like, I mean, sometimes it will be difficult because of the other factors. So during that time, you need to identify basically its wing shape and then its beak and other features. Basing on that, you can identify to the species level to a great extent. So basically, what I have done is these are all the things which I always keep in mind. And also, while counting down the numbers, what you basically have to do is like you need to have an idea, like basing on the um, like if there are large congregations, what I used to do is like basically split into different sections. The whatever portion is visible on the binocular, and then I used to divide the whole, and then again combine them, and then see get an approximate number, whole. So it takes a lot of a lot of practice, and then it also like it also depends on the number of hours and the effort you put in, basically, while going at the it's basically a more of a field experience kind of thing. Yeah. Hope I answered your question. Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Thank you very much. Do we have anyone who have another question for him? Okay. Thank you. In the absence of no further question, I think we have come to the end of the review. And
Thank
hello.
you
Okay.
very
Okay.
much.
Okay, Mr.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you very much for the
Thank
wonderful
you. Thank you.
presentation.
Yeah,
Although
yeah,
I
please.
didn't start with I missed out some aspects of the presentation where I specialize in
Okay.
vertebrate pest ecology and management. And vertebrate pests, where it comprises the avian species and small mammal species. So I think we have a kind of a similar research focus. So I would like you to give me your contact so that from there we could relate and we could communicate. So if I wouldn't mind if you could give me your contact.
Definitely. I'll just share my email, over the chat. So
Okay,
and then
I'll copy
yeah.
it.
So probably so we'll be in touch. So whatever we can share like what our research, and then we can work on that.
All
So I
right, thank
shared
you so
my
much.
email in the chat room. So please email me if you have any such questions or any interesting interesting research which you would like to share. Then we will look at. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
So
you.
we have
Thank
come
you
to
so
the
much.
end of the. All right, we have come to the end of the review. The network is quite bad. Maybe that's why we have few people at the end. So Dr. Ravi wants to say thank you for giving us that presentation. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I hope
Thank
that
you.
next time when we call on you, you also give us audience. Thank you. So thank you everybody for
Thank you. Thank you very
participating.
much.
I want to say big thank you to you for participating. Thank you. Have a nice evening from here in Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you
Dr.
so
Ravi,
much.
bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.